Greetings, chat. We are going to jump into a premiere draft today by vote of chat. Best of one has won out. We were talking about how this format is nice in best of three because it allows you to respond to possible extremes from your opponent's deck, whether it's a hyper low to ground aggro or stretched out long game deck, which this format supports both of quite heavily. It's really nice to be able to completely alter your strategy in games 2 and or 3, knowing that you've got an opponent playing a specific type of strategy that you may need to bring in early defense for that rush, or I can get rid of my early defense. This person is going long with milling or whatever. I need to get aggro against them, that kind of thing. So we definitely are keeping that in mind. Something that came up yesterday in our draft was to splash or not to splash. We had a very interesting debate and experiment with we had what ended up being a green-white aggro deck that had Rada as a possible splash and 2 on-color tap lands to support it. So the question was Rada good enough to include in this green-white deck because of the power level and because of the availability of these tap lands? When we started, it was an even vote, and we tried it with the splash. Then we tried it without. Without the splash was clearly more consistent and felt really good, and was really a reminder of the importance of curving out in aggro. So the splash lesson for me for yesterday is you really need the power level to be there to splash in aggro. For example, if that Rada question was about same thing, 2 tap land sources, and it happened to be some base red or base green long game control deck, then I like Rada more as a splash there because it's a lot easier to splash in a deck that's looking to go long. For one thing, you're looking to see more of your cards, right? So if you're going to see, if you're milling through your deck or plowing, if you see over half your deck because you're going long, you're very much more likely to leverage the splash you included. If you're aggro, you're trying to close out the game early. You're trying to only see a third of your deck or some much smaller percentage of your deck. So the efficacy of that splash is going to be a lot worse in aggro. So it's not that you can't splash in aggro, and it's not entirely clear whether Rada meets the line or not. Rada is very powerful, but it comes down to power level. I mean, there's cards that are so powerful we would splash them every time in aggro, and cards that we wouldn't bother considering. Rada was right on the edge for me. I thought it was a very interesting choice we had yesterday on the splash or not to splash, and just my conclusion is be very wary of splashing in aggro. It is much more important to be conservative on it there than it is in a long game approach. If you're looking to splash in your standard deck or your Highlander deck, your modern deck, whatever constructed world you're in, of course you can get all the tools you need for that for Card Kingdom. Maybe you need to get some fetch lands for that splash. Maybe you need some shiny ETB tap duels or whatever it is. They're going to have it for the most part. If they don't have it, they're looking hard for it. Every Card Kingdom does not have in stock. They are aggressively buying from the open market. That is why I always say that if you're selling cards especially, be sure to check out Card Kingdom, because you're probably going to find they're just the best. If you really want to micromanage it, you can probably find single individual places that are buying an individual card here and there for more than Card Kingdom is. But if you want the no hassle, I want to pick one place, I want to ship all my cards to them and be done with it, I would take any bets that with an average just random selection of cards to sell, Card Kingdom is going to give you the best buy prices. So please check them out. And we're going to jump in now and see how long the wait is. And I'll jump to draft view. Looks like we're first in the queue here. Catching up on a little chat here after my spiel. and snap filled. Spawny, the largest difference in queues is your win rate. If you want to go look at the spreadsheet I made, you can make a copy of this spreadsheet, enter in your own win rates, and come up with your own ideas around where you're at and what looks best. Okay, we've got what jumps out here. Thrashing Brontodon, fine uncommon. Pteranodon, great blue common, or sorry, green common. Rousing Reed, I'm way high on Rousing Reed. And there is this standard bearer. It's been fine. If this were a red card, I would take it. But black is low enough on my list right now that I don't think we should take it. Although I think if you were gem conscious, you should take that. I think I like Thrashing at a 3-mana 3/4 that can, in a pinch, get rid of a critical artifact or enchantment when it's a thing. I know we want our 2s, but this is just such a stacked set of stats and abilities that I have a hard time letting that go by. So we're going to take that. I have a hard time letting mythics go by from a collection building standpoint. If you're trying to 4x your collection, you can take a Grim Tutor here. We're not going to. We're going to go for power. That leaps to me out as Obsessive Stitcher as a hedge towards Reanimator. And what else is there really? Wizardry. I think you could make a case for Wizardry, Stitcher, or if you were like really wanting to stick with green, you could maybe suggest Truffle Snout, but I don't think that's good enough to, or Swift Response. Sorry, I just noticed that. So Swift Response is also good. Flip, it's an okay pick, but do you really like it here just because we have Brontodon? I would much rather take something with higher upside and try to read the table, right? Yeah, Battle Rattle also okay, but I don't consider it a priority. It's fine, but I don't consider it a priority. I want to take either the removal or the build around. I'm actually going to take the Stitcher. If we get headed in this direction, this is great. Yeah, signal sending, all well and good, but I'm trying to take upside here, and that was, well, now we've got another Stitcher or Grasp. We could take the Grasp and try to wheel the Stitcher if nobody's interested in this. But I think I'll take 2 Stitchers, and it's a really powerful place to start. Grasp is inherently a better card, but double Stitcher is a plan, especially with Spine Megalodon likely wheeling. And that's what I'm going to do. This, in the abstract, this is a better card, but in drafting the hard way, I think 2 Obsessive Stitchers in your first 3 picks is a better way to start a draft. Like, there's just a real plan forming here. On that front, Dismal Backwater or one of these artifacts is what jumps out at me. We can take Palladium Mirror in case we are... I like Mirror because if we do get into... we're trying to get into Reanimator. But in these Reanimator decks, we tend to take reanimation targets that we can hard cast. And Palladium Mirror can help ramp to the hard casting the things we might otherwise be trying to stitch together. So that's what I'm going to do here. We could take Thornwood Falls heading towards Sultai. I've liked oh gosh, Gourmand though. Sorry, I just missed that. We're gonna snap Gourmand. Gourmand is one of the better reanimation targets because it does not, as a reanimation target, you do not pay the additional cost. So you just throw a 5/5 flying trample out there, and your opponent has to sacrifice a creature. So this is a major hookup, and happy. I'm sure you all would have pointed that out to me before I got too far here, but I just didn't see it at first. And then we get past an Eliminate, which is a really nice place to pick this up. It's not capped at 3 CMC. It's not insane, but it is very good. Well, I think it's like literally a French word, right? So it depends on whether you want to anglicize your French word or whether you want to give it the French pronunciation. Thank you for this sub. Here's a Crypt Lurker to help with discard, but I think I actually like the haze here. Haze, our Stitchers and our Brontodon, if we play it, survive the haze. The Palladium Mirror doesn't. But hazing away Oppo's aggro start and then getting into your reanimation seems fine. And yeah, the cost here is a Lurker, which we would like. Yeah, we're probably not. Although I could see, like, this could end up being base green black with a Stitcher splash. So I think you're probably right that we're not playing the Brontodon, but see, then we get a pick 8 Pteranodon. There's a Gloom Sower, which could be one of our targets, or a Freebooter that's been underperforming, I think, in the set, but is still worth like disrupting your opponent's early game. Too early to rule what out, Fiddles? I didn't catch what you're... Yeah, I think... And I'm not going to prioritize the Sower. I'm going to prioritize the hedge to the Pteranodon here. And Fetid Imp over Truffle Snout. Pteranodon seemed like the right pick there, but I still don't think we're probably green. I think we're trying to be blue-black still, so I'm going to take Fetid Imp. Yeah, Jinx, you hear my hedge, though, right? Like, given what we pay, the cost of taking the Pteranodon there was pretty low. I'm with you. I don't think we're going to play either of these dinos, but I'm also trying to listen to the table and be reasonable. And like, we may just have to be green black, maybe abandon the Stitchers even. We could go move to green black ramp, you know? So to that end, I think we take the Archer because we know we're going to be black at this point. And Sage is okay, is medium. Yeah, hopefully we'll see, but there's been no blue here, right? So this is good to see, though. When we took the Stitcher out of this pack, I mentioned the Megalodon on the wheel, and then suddenly with no blue coming, I was concerned that we wouldn't actually see this Megalodon. So this is actually a good sign that it's here. Nice land pickup here. Cage Zombie is whatever. We're taking mana consistency for sure. And same thing, these two... you know, I'd play a Walking Corpse. You want to have defense, but I'm going to take the land and hedge. Maybe able to play some green. Or, again, if we are green... If we could be green-black and now splashing the Stitchers pretty easily. Yeah, Cage Zombie survives the... Pestilent Haze, but it's just not good enough of a card still, I don't think. And here we get a lot suggesting to do that, to try and splash the blue. The Spider is excellent. It survives the Haze and gives us the defense we want to survive to our reanimation. Our only blue cards are Lofty Denial and Capture Sphere, both playable, but not strong pick ones. Really the only thing pulling me here is the Visionary. Wouldn't mind the Visionary, but Spider is kind of doing the plan too, in terms of giving us early defense to set up our late game, so I'm going to take it. And yeah, we may look towards splashing the blue here. Well, let's see. I'm still open. I know we're black, and then we're trying to have the table tell us whether we're base green or base blue along with this black. Drafting the hard way again, but it's been working for us, so hopefully it continues to do so. Peer into the Abyss is not a card. Palladium Mirror is a reasonable hedge because it doubles up on our ramp and sets us up to continue to go either direction from here. the strong pulls in green versus blue incurred the roaming ghost light and the dreadmaw. Thank you for the sub. Anybody else with me on the Palladium mirror? I want a Dreadmaw. I like a Ghost Light, but I don't even know if we're heavy blue or heavy green yet. This lets us put off that decision for a turn, for a pick, while still really supporting what we're doing with this deck. I mean, we can Gourmand out on 4 practically. So yeah, I'm kind of with you, Tron. I think our green is better. That's why I'm thinking I'm leaning towards splashing the blue, which is why I don't want to take the Ghost Light, because it's the color we're most likely to splash here. This can help with that splash. It's ramp and splash. This is about, if you don't have any other sanctums, this is about as bad as a 3-mana ramp spell gets. So yeah, we should just take Visionary. The only argument for Sanctum is that it's not killable, and it does help you produce blue. But elves are too good. And we are kind of getting the blue has not been strong this way. We thought there might be heavy blue. We're not seeing it. So we're going to be, looks like we're going to be green-black, looking for a splash. Hunter's Edge leaps out at me here. I wouldn't mind a sniper, but we have some good air defense already, so we're going to take Edge. And note that, again, the blue is not amazing here, so I think we found our lane. And now I'm loving the hedge on the Pteranodon. Toaster, when we talk about splashing, most limited decks are based, or 2 colors. You know, so to have consistent mana, to be able to cast all your spells on time, ideally you want to be in a 2-color deck. But sometimes there are powerful cards in a 3rd color that are so strong they're worth adding to your 2-color deck, and we call that a splash, because there's not going to be a ton of it. Burlfist Oak is a bit burly, but I actually think we just want a Dreadmaw here over Burlfist. All these are interesting. But Dreadmaw, especially with double Palladium Mirror, is a legit turn 4 threat. So we're gonna pull that in. Hey Nebula, how you doing? Pack 1, pick 1 was Brontodon. Then pack 1 picks 2 and 3 were Stitchers, and then we haven't really seen blue since, except for the Megalodon that wheeled out of the 2nd Stitcher pack. In this case, we can take a Capture Sphere on the splash. We're hoping to find black removal so that we don't need to use things like Capture Spheres. But yeah, Empath, totally worth it, I think. We got Megalodon, we got Dreadmaw, we got Gourmand already. No, we finally, like, it's hard to have a deck that you want this, but we actually do. I'm gonna take the Empath. I mean, it does draw you a card, right? Like, Empath is, you need to not, most decks aren't playing enough 6s to make this worth running, but we are. It gets you a full card. So, this says draw a card on it. It just says draw a 6-drop. And cards that say, 3-mana 1/1s that draw a card are fine. Yeah, we should take the land here, sorry. The spinner is interesting, Truffle Snout's interesting, but land is perfect. Herschel's worried. We got there. Don't worry, we got there. Silent Dart. Nah. I don't think we're doing this either. What are we doing? Take a Steward. Nothing here really matters. I don't think we're gonna play Steward, but we might. No, you're it is totally within my range to accidentally let that auto pick, so no need to apologize. I like that chat looks out for me. All right, we were talking about how Freebooter is a little underwhelming in the format, and sure, it does die to Pestilent Haze, but usually the Freebooter is not about locking a card out forever. It's about locking a card out for turns 3 through 6 or whatever. Yeah, oh, I never forget. I assume discard is sorcery speed. What I will forget is that it's not, you know, in the rare instances where it's not. We'll take another Dreadmaw over rare drafting, but with a full pack to go, you could make an argument for just taking the pier for the gems that we'll find. You know, we have 3 6 drops, 6+ drops already. Here's a 4th, right? You know, this is a good time actually to consider gem picks if you're gem conscious that way. Hoping not to play the Sanctum, but it's possible. I'd just rather have Visionaries and Palladium Mirrors doing our 3-mana ramp thing. And the pack's telling us we really listened to the table and got into the right lane. There is an argument for Portcullis Vine, but I've actually liked the Truffle Snout quite a bit. We've seen spots where Oppo is on aggro Grizzly Bears, right? They're just running out bear. Oh, wait, I got to work this. We got 10 seconds. I guess more reach. Let's take a look at our curve. Well, actually, we don't have many 4s. I'll take a 4 on curve consideration. Although we don't have any 5s either, so it's not like we couldn't have gone 5. And I don't think we want that. And we'll probably get more chances anyway. Now I completely forgot what I was talking about. So, oh well. What do we like here? Oh, Truffle Snout. Yeah, that reminds me. I was saying I like the Truffle Snout because it's been... I didn't think that I would choose gain 4 that much. But when Boros starts bearing down on you with a bunch of Grizzly Bears, Truffle Snout on 3 with a gain 4 is quite a good play against that strategy. So you like Kyrian Dryad. I haven't been seeing this do much. Sovereign wants kitties, which we don't really have at this point. We might get some before this is out, might wheel this. 2-3, but what else? We can try I'll try the Dryad. I haven't really tried it yet. We're not doing anything on the rare kitty front yet. Maybe this will work. Sublime Epiphany. I've never had this card before. We're only trying to splash the blue, but we do have 3 land sources for blue. I think if we like pull in the Sanctum, we can get 4 sources of blue. I know Elf, I know Kitty, I know Dryad number 2. We're pretty darn black, but we can. I think we take Epiphany and see here. We're continuing to figure things out. I think this is so strong we should take it seriously though, and look to potentially play it. We could take green, since we certainly know we're green now, right? Green is the 100%er. We could just take the Mauler to be on our 100%er. Or the Guile to protect stuff. Singer and Reed are like better cards in the abstract. Yeah, I kind of like the Reed plan here. We can splash the black. We can splash black now for eliminate. And then if we're looting, yeah, let's take the Reed. Looks like we're maybe heading towards green-blue as our base. A lot of cake jokes around discontinuity these days. Jungle Hollow helps with the mana. Carrion Grub helps with the reanimation, but so does Rise Again. Maybe this will wheel. I'm going to take the Rise Again, and we'll try and wheel the Grub, and just in case we don't get it here. Carry on my wayward son. There you go, memes. Another mirror, but we can just take a Visionary instead. This is, a third mirror is interesting, but I like the card draw on the Visionary. One less mana tap for a free card is worth the trade-off there. More truffles if we want to do that. Devotee survives the haze if we want to pivot back towards black. Sanctum. Sanctum here is interesting because we only have 15 seconds, but we do want to maybe play 3 colors, and we do have this Sanctum. Doubling up on these Sanctums could be good. What did I take? I think I took Devotee at the last second there. Not sure, though. was a tough pick for me, as you can tell. Was not certain of that one. Lofty Denial. I don't even know if we're heavy black or heavy blue at this point. That's the thing. Right. I mean, Hayes says we're pivoting to the potential of black again. Maybe Glide Master instead of the Denial. Launching some of our fatties would be nice. Here's a couple more fatties we could get, but there's a Quaddle here. And we maybe just base... Yeah, I think we have enough... we have these 4 top ends, so let's take the snake. Rare came back anyway. My goodness. All right, well, yeah. The cat came back the very next day. Track down might be better. Or even Arcanist. Oh, sorry. I was going to switch to track down, but I missed it. That's not the worst, though. Do we want to... Oops. Do we want a Kitty or a Rise Again? Arcanist would have been a good choice, too. But we're on the next... Let's see. Rise Again or Kitty? I'm going to go Rise Again. Now we have 4 reanimation. 4 reanimation really puts us in that whole plan. Village Rites. We're not best of 3, or I take Return. I think that's better than the Indulgence. Sage is a consideration, but unlikely to be played. Never playing that Sentinel. Well, wow, we got a second color to figure out here. Maybe we're just mono green. let's play mono green. Kind of actually want to cut the green, because that's not the questioning part. I want to see the stuff that's not green and see what that looks like to me. Just to take a look at this situation. What are we splashing? So if we splash black, actually I think we just splash blue. Right? Yeah, I know, because it's blue. I know this has a green pip on it, but what I want to see are black and blue pips. So yeah, I think the blue has stronger individual cards. Our best cards on this screen are Sublime Epiphany, Coatl, Gourmand, and Obsessive Stitcher. But it's the Eliminate and the Imp and the Haze that help us survive, right? Flip doesn't like the deck. Well, what are you going to do to fix it? Our Flip says black is all we can do. So, well, we're playing it all. The question is whether we're heavy black or heavy blue, and I'm leaning heavy black. Yeah, we can... well, we have Rousing Reed and 2 Obsessive Stitchers, and unfortunately, like, didn't get any more of the... we didn't wheel the Grub, and we didn't wheel the... or we didn't find any more of the 3/4s that that pitch. So... yeah, we can... I think Splash Blue is where we're at, which means we have to cut the Snake and cut the Glide Master, cut the Opt. We're going to leave Rousing Reed, Epiphany, a Reanimation Target, and 2 Stitchers. Jinx would not leave Reed in. It is a looting. I mean, without Reed, we only have Stitchers to get things in the graveyard. So I hear you, Jinx, but I think it's important. Black is weaker, but Black has the early game to get us to our late game. Stitcher pitches to the graveyard, and Rousing Reed pitches to the graveyard, which is why I'm very reticent to cut a Rousing Reed when we're pretty limited on the number of things that do that. Yeah, but what did we take over the Lurker? Wasn't it reasonable? We took a really good card. I mean, I know you're giving me the sarcastic, but I think that was a good pick. Megalodon might not be necessary if we think 3 targets is enough. Well, we don't necessarily have a lot of 6-drops for a deck with 2 Palladium Mirrors, 2 Visionaries, and a Reanimation Plan, right? Anyway, let's add some green now. Obvious stuff. See what happens. I think we want the Empath, Bronte, Edge. Probably not playing that. Can get away with not playing that. I think we want... I mean, this is 40 right here. So I want this Spider in. Spider's got to be in, right? These are close, but not must plays to me, whereas Spider is. I see what you did there, Tron. Surion, what's not good enough? Oh, the 1/4 Spider? I'm not sure. Sublime Epiphany. Okay, so let's talk. I'm getting... Remember yesterday, Ryan? Well, yesterday we were playing an aggro deck with 2 sources. Yesterday we played an aggro deck with 2 sources. This is a control deck looking to go long with 1, 2, 3 natural sources, plus we could add an island for a 4th, although we're not actually hunting up islands. But maybe I'm being greedy here. I could be talked out of this, I suppose. It's just such a powerful card. The double pip is real. I don't deny that. You play a Sanctum and go to 16 and have Sanctum. We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ramp cards at 3. Pocket Nebula, I'm specifically speaking to it though. And do you hear what I'm saying? You all. I mean, I talked about this before the stream. I'm talking about it right now. There is a massive difference between splashing Rada yesterday, which was still close, and splashing Epiphany today. And it's still close. I'm just saying, don't... Like, the reasons that we splashed or didn't splash Rada yesterday are not very good to apply to this situation today, because it's a different style of deck and a different level of splash and a different, you know... It's very different. Is the Empath necessary? We can consider cutting that, especially since we cut the other Megalodon. Right. Tron is saying totally fine. Like Tron saying this is double, right? But again, let's not worry about yesterday. Let's focus on the pros and cons of today's splash question. It is double. I think I'm going to cut it because I only want to play these tap lands. Jinx says it's easy to play, but you need 2 out of 3 of them. I don't think that's easy. If we're only running these 3 sources, I don't like it. Yeah, but still, you need to get... Those of you saying, Double Visionary helps find more lands. Okay, in order to cast Epiphany, we need 2, and on 3 lands, we need 2 of these 3 out. And in a 2 out of 3 situation, we need to get through 2/3 of our deck before we see that. So 40, 13, 26. We need to get 26 cards deep before we are on average going to have it with these. So that's why I'm not into splashing this on just these 3. I think if we were to splash this, we would need to add almost like an island and the Sanctum or something to give ourselves more. Yeah, Saurian is getting exactly where I am. You need 5. If you're gonna quote splash anything with double pips, I think you need to be able to count 5 sources. And we don't. And you say 2 islands isn't going to hurt this deck that much. We do have, these tap lands really do help with that. We have 7, 8 black sources, 5, 6, 7, and we haven't even added back the land. Like let me see where we're at with land. Let's get some basics in here. Did anybody redeem lands today, by the way? And so that's the question. Are we really running 2 islands for that 1 card? It could be yes, but my point of that discussion there was not on 3. Like, if we're gonna do it, we need to figure out how to get more blue in here. Mark Poole, which set did he do art for, though? Yvonne. Oh, there it's Mark Poole. Okay. I at least like that they put everything in the same spot. For finding like lands. So Game is suggesting this. Snoopy under Holly. Thank you for the reminders. Hulk smashed. Hulk moved. And what's the meme? Somebody hit me with the meme choice and I'll deliver. Grub. I'll give you both. Carry on my wayward son. That was the version everybody liked the most, but here's the other one. Carry on my wayward son. I know, we even had a pick, David. There was even a grub pick that we could have taken. Soul Jance is asking about 7 green. We just did an auto pick. Like but the fact that 7 green is insufficient to handle our Brontodon or whatever is one of the reasons that this is a really tough ad. Not if we're look. Let's go back to this. I think those 2 islands are getting everybody wonky. Let's take a look here at this. 8, 9 black, 6, 7, 8. I don't like that. Well, actually black with the haze is probably correct. 9, 8, right? If we did it that way. And this is a splash I'm comfortable with. I can't do it, Jinx. You keep telling me to cut this without responding to what I'm telling you we have it for. Can you, Jinx, why are we including this? What have I said is the reason? We have 4 reanimation spells and 3 ways to loot. I'm not cutting a loot. We don't need to cast it on 3. Why do you need to cast it on 3? Well, first, we cast it on 3 by playing one of these on turn 1 or 2. But I don't know why you're worried about casting this on 3. If I put this here, will it help you? Like, we just want to do this before we do this or this. And Coatl is all well and good, but this is one you want to cast on 3, and it's hard to do. So, kind of maybe we need a Dryad in, adding to our 2s, or even a Sniper, just something to do early. Oh, I wasn't talking to you. Somebody else said Snake Jinx. You like over the freebooter even? I think both. I think we want our 2s. This is where I think we can get rid of this empath. I'll ditch the empath for the Dryad, reduce our curve a little bit. And then I don't think we need another island with 3 with just these 3 on the splash. Well, Zach, you say main deck like we're sideboarding or something. In this deck, I like it. It could be a blank. It's going to be a blank against some decks, but it's going to win us games against decks we might be soft to. I was on the edge of leaning black or green, but our pressures are Fetid Imp with an activation, and Freebooter on the 2s, and of course Tranodon Dryad. So there's kind of an even split here, a slight nod to the black because of the Imp activation. Then we have Haze, which I really want to be able to cast on time, and Brontodon, which also would be nice to cast on time. So, but then in here, you know, we got a little more green. I don't know. It's close. If this were a situation where the mana were even instead of odd, I would make them equal. So I don't know. I'm being pulled in 2 different directions on whether to add extra black or extra green. Hey, we could shave a black and add an island. Yeah, but I don't think we need. If we're not adding any more than the Reed and the Stitchers, then I'm fine with our 3. So. Yeah, I like this. I think we're going to give this a try and see how it goes. This is, it's more splash questions. You like adding an island because they're pretty. Not good enough reason. Reanimate, animated discussion. Once again, Flip wishes we were more committal during Pack 2. I like that we stayed open. I don't know. Where do you think we would be if we would, if in your world where we were more committal, Flip? What did we commit to, and where are we at right now that's better because of it? Put the Stitcher on the box. Maybe we can try a different build on this before the day is out. You like truffles over the dino? Yeah, the dino's not going to wake up that much, but its job in this deck is not to wake up and attack. Its job is to hold off aggro and survive -2/-2 effects. It's got a different job in this deck than a lot of decks have for that card. And maybe it's overqualified for this role, but it's the job we have for it. Looking good. One basic land will set us up to Stitch or Mirror on 3, but we want to go Mirror into Dreadmaw if we can get away with it. So I'm going to open on... we're going to keep this and open on... Well, I'll open on the... Ah, right. We even got our tap land. Excellent. So I'm going to go Falls. I guess we could have just gone tap land anyway, and it would have been fine. Nothing to cast here, yeah, so we'll just get another one, assuming this Pteranodon will attack us here. All right, no attack. Oppo ramping as well. And we're going to go for some super ramp here in the Palladium Mirror. This deck is really missing, like, the Waker of Waves, where, you know, that's where you want to be. Ugh, that's not where we want to be. And now we're up against significant pressure. But we'll take one more smack, drop this Visionary, and still have a shot at Dreadmaw on 5 at least. So far, whether or not Oppo has managed to kill our turn 3 Mirror has been the difference maker the last couple times because I ran double Mirror in the Gauntlet event on Friday. Rough. Let's see. We can haze. I guess we've... I guess we Visionary again and go low again, but we're close to getting a Dreadmaw going and have Dreadmaws on the backup, of course. So, here we go. Yeah, since we drew a land, we can even trade for the Mutt. I would not have traded if we didn't draw a land, but now we have land Dreadmaw, so we can do this. If they offer. They're not offering. All right. Freebooter looking yucky. And Dreadmawing and having 2 blockers is nice, though. Yeah, Warden's very good. We've got the right matchup for it, though. Warden tends to be weakest against other fat creatures, and then it can't necessarily attack successfully. And here we're representing a 1-for-1 Warden for Visionary, for example. How do we get through Warden? Well, we make one of our fatties fly with our Rousing Reed. And yeah, a bounce off or finish it off with Haze is the other way. Nice thing about that, if we can finish off the Warden with Haze, it doesn't target, so we'd actually kill it without them drawing cards. Well, they're offering, if they want to make this trade, we got the Rise again, so I'm happy to make this trade, actually. Gotta bring it back to stop this anyway. We have some looting, but we also have a lot to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could have 8 if we wanted, but I think, and we can go Pestilent Haze, Rise again, and take out the Magmut. But really, I think my other question is, do we just want to go Rise again, Freebooter, leave Visionary up? And if that's the case... Yeah, let's Rise again, Freebooter, leave Visionary up, and play our land. And I'm going to start with Freebooter, see what they got. Just an Ogre. Good, maybe they'll play that, and then our Haze will do some work. Dream turn here is that Oppo plays this and one other 2 toughness creature they just drew, and then we trade off for the Dreadmaw here. I like chumping here because we are going to sweep the freebooter away anyway, eventually with the haze. Somewhat telegraphs that, but it also shows that we're just trying to protect our life a little bit. What did I say? We didn't get the ogre, but that's pretty perfect. And here's our rousing read. Maybe we just bail on getting the ogre here because the Dilo is going to do stuff. Although we could rise again, Stitcher. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if we can hold the haze to try and get the ogre as well, but it's not really relevant. Like we'll just have to block that. I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're gonna do haze into rise again. Rise first. Why did I? What was the? I missed the sequencing benefit of rise first. In my mind, I was like, it doesn't really matter, but I guess I'll have a 6/6 instead of a 4/4. All right. Stitcher. Read Stitcher. We can read the Dreadmaw, but the trouble is we're at 6 life, so we're not actually super aggro here. Yeah, I think we Stitcher pass. I'm with Surion. I don't think we need to rousing read until we have a an attack we want to make. And nothing else in the yard for this Stitcher, but hopefully we find some more fat. Although at this point we can cast it all. Training, I'm going to eliminate so that they don't get this draw. Was intending to eliminate the Pteranodon, but we'll deny him a card there. Hunter's Edge. Now we can get on with it, right? That was enough. All right, ground him out. Fine start. Oh, come on, Flip. You're being overdramatic. Super lucky our colored sources behaved. We have 3 excellent sources for a blue splash in a long game deck. I don't know what, do you think there should be more blue in here? You think we should have a 4th source? Like, if you think that's super lucky, I think you need to go do some hyper geometric calculations. I mean, it's kind of like... All right, nice keep again. Three sources for 3 splashes is a little light. Generally, you only want to splash a couple of cards off of 3 sources, but they're all stuff we would want late game if we don't get it early, so that's why I like it. I'll give you your meme, but Flip's being fine. No outrage from my point of view, but meme ordered, here it is.
All right, everyone, chill.
Fine little top deck. Oh my god! My Oppo said something to me. Whew, that was close. We're okay though, we're okay. Oh, did I miss a fire meme? I didn't, sorry. Maybe D's lying to me and he just got a free meme. If so, well played, D, well played. So, yeah, let's just stitch, because we could, we could be reanimating Gourmand pretty quick here. Nice. Premier Dominaria drafts, I'm in. This is pretty good. I like freebooter, hold up, eliminate, and we see what they're up to, and then end of turn, loot the Gourmand. Oh, sure, active. I missed one on in the play. Sure. Yeah, let's see what they got. Well, only one target, but thankfully we get to see their hand as well. A nice side benefit. They're looking to drop a 5-er here. And sadly, we do not get to eliminate it. We need to eliminate the Visionary, though, and then... So this is going to be a clever play, though. We're going to get rid of that Gargaroth. We got it. We're getting that Gargaroth, no problem. Yes, please. Not a bad line. Five mana here. What does that let us do? We got a bunch of 3s. Our Icicle at 3 is hurting us on 5 because we can only do 1 spell. Is there any side of... Nah, we're just playing a land attacking. It's not a super useful chump, but we'll take it. Yeah, we want to mirror to double next turn, right? That's fair. They are done with that. Flip likes the loot plan. Yeah, I like double spell, then kicking into the looting. D with the highbrow humor. All right, now we're getting into flip territory, which is to say our mana not being perfect out of the gate. We gotta wait on this Stitcher, but we do have Freebooter and Visionary, so I'm liking it. Maybe. I could do a live reaction to State of the Game if you care. Yeah. Double Stitcher, no splash yet. But we got, I like having a Booteron 2 and a Visionary to follow. I guess we take the Overload. Or we could take Inventory to reduce their ability to turn inventory into significant value. But I think we just take Overload. Nice mirror. Can't do anything with it though. Like if we play mirror next turn, we're currently not like doing anything spectacular because we're choked on the double splash cards. So I'm gonna just go Visionary to do card flow. If we had something like if one of these Stitchers were a Colossal Dreadmaw, or we knew a Dreadmaw is on top, of course we'd run the mirror out, but in this case we run out the Visionary looking for something to do. Also, we know they have Unsubstantiate, and mirror would be a decent thing to unsubstantiate, whereas if they want to unsubstantiate our Visionary, we're kind of happy about that. We at least get a card back out of it. What's highbrow humor? Clever humor that requires cultural awareness of certain stuff to be able to get the joke, as opposed to poop. But to be fair, poop is kind of the universal thing we all find funny. Who called the pestilent haze? That's funny. We'll make them do some stuff before we... Yeah, exactly. Maybe they'll do bounce freebooter, cast the Overload, and then we can do pestilent haze stuff. We can go imp mirror though, and kind of treat haze like it's not a thing right now. As I said when we drafted this, sometimes it's going to be a blank. Sometimes you're just like, oh, we don't really want to ever cast this. But when it's good, it's going to win us some games. This is where best of 3 would be excellent to start hazing the board with. Where are our islands? Well, we're going to be looking a long time for islands, but certainly blue sources are in here somewhere. No need to drop mirror, I guess. We're just never gonna... I'm not gonna play this haze on this board, and I would rather set up for... Like, if we draw a... if we draw one of our 6s, I'm gonna be really happy we have Palladium Mirror. Imp activation, not that big a deal here. What, we take 4? Okay, we're at 20. This is not... not a tough spot from that standpoint, so I'm not too worried. Wondering if you should keep lands to eventually loot, but I'm going to say no, and now we will attack and keep up the imp on D. Rune Wall. We're pretty happy to see a wall, though, right? Like, that's not good against us. It may be okay in this spot since it's like... stopping 2. So that's going to get him a 3/3 right now. 4/4 if they unsubstantiate first. But if they unsubstantiate anything here, we get to save something from haze. We kill Riddle Form for sure because Haze can get the Singer in a pinch, and Riddle Form can't. We can't get Riddle Form in any pinch. I don't think it's overperformed. It's just doing what well, I don't know. It depends on what you expected of it. This is exactly what I expected. This is a fine blocker. We're used to, like, this is a lot like the activated Death Touch kitty from Ravnica Allegiance, except it flies, right? And it's monocolored. But it does exactly what we'd expect to me, you know? All right, Devotee says we could drop this and then cast Haze, but then we don't have the black at end of turn. So I'm going to cast this, and we'll try and get a Haze going next turn. They're probably going to go Overload and maybe, hopefully, tap out so the Singer can't escape the Haze. Twilight Panther is what I was talking about, yep. So it's just like a Twilight Panther. My expectations were flying Twilight Panther for 1 more mana, and it's been exactly that, which is good. Not busted, it's good. Maybe they do something like Sure Strike here and we actually get value out of the Devotee. That'd be cool. But historically, we've never seen flying like this actual combination of stats, though, right? Did you think Twilight Panther was a D, Flip? Man, I hope they bounce something besides the Devotee. Although even that wouldn't be bad here, I think. Yeah, that'd be... Dreadmaw. All right. Well, it's going to get... They got an unsubstantiate that's going to bounce the Dreadmaw if we cast it. I like sending in Palladium Mirror and Devotee to see what Oppo wants to do. And then go ahead and cast the Dreadmaw if we don't get a reason to do the Haze. Well, yeah, Panther was a black-white card. I mean, Panther was an F if you were not in black-white, in my mind. Like, it was a black-white card, very specifically. If they chump the Devotee with the Scanner, we can't do the Haze play. But I kind of like just offering them the Dreadmaw here, because we put out the Dreadmaw, they 100% unsubstantiate it, they spend their turn on Experimental Overload, and then hopefully they're out of action so the Haze actually takes out the Singer. Like, they can't do anything in response to get the Singer. So I am going to offer them Dreadmaw here, and let them use their bounce, and then try to do the hazy stuff next turn. Cute. They decided to return it as a spell instead of a creature. Overload is going to be a 4 by my count. All right, Rise Again might even be good on the Imp to eventually to threaten this. We're going to have to go to 1 on the weird attack and then try to get there from there, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do have 8 mana, so we could Rise Again and Haze, but we don't have enough black. That requires... Oh, no, we do. That's 3 black, so we could Rise Again, Haze if we thought that was a thing, if we want to get the Imp out ahead of the eventual block on that. And I think that makes sense. That's what I'm going to do. And that means there's no attacks here. We're going... tapping all this mana and going Haze. I know we can't activate Imp. That's why I said ahead of eventually blocking the token. Still worth it. We just had to go to 1. Or lose to burn, but, you know, we're taking that chance. Splash really hurting us here. We've effectively mulliganed to 5 this game. Part of the cost of splashing is that these games are going to happen. They don't definitively tell you whether you should be splashing or not. It's all just part of that balance that we're trying to figure out as we make those calls. Yeah, we're kind of dead to the bounce now. Yeah, that kind of got us. Unsubstantiate is really doing a lot of work in the format if you've got the red-blue spells going on. Yeah, Eliminate was an out, but we didn't find it. So, looks like Oppo gets us here, but I am going to make sure they do it. You know, a opponent of this rank is not going to miss this, but I'm going to make him have it. I was on the, you know, you could make an argument for 1 island, have 4 sources for the 3-card splash, but I still think it's still pretty solid with what this deck's plan is. All right, they're targeting it. Just wanted to make them do it. Good deck from Oppo. No shame to losing to that spiciness. Waiting to pair here. All right. Another keep, despite another sketchy blue splash. I'm keeping, though. Like, Tranodon into Visionary is too good. Oh, splashing. Well, we'll go Visionary before Weaver here. Freebooter provides us a play next turn that we're going to want to run in against this another... Well, Oppo stuck on lands is not bad for us. We have 5 mana this turn. We can freeboot and weave. Slag, Wizardry. I guess we Wizardry, and they're pretty far off from doing much. If we could... Can we kill... We can't kill the mirror, so I guess once they find mana for the mirror, they could get there, but they need specifically red mana to cast these, so let's get rid of the Wizardry. Well, we have to go beat down, but we need tools to go beat down first. Oh man, of course they find exactly the mountain. How about removal for the mirror? I would snap that off if we find it. No such luck. Another 5 mana here, but not much to do with it other than Devotee and pass. I guess we attack with the freebooter, but... Yeah, I guess we could have attacked with that too, and it would have been fine. I kind of like it on D, but they're not attacking us, so that would have been reasonable. Now they're just going to kill the Weaver. We can rise it again, though, if we want to make them slag it again. We don't have any islands in the deck. And thank you, Captain Obvious. I only called it out when we got our opener. Let's take a look here. There we go. And we'll keep the edge. Oh, is it non-token? I think it's non-token and I'm throwing away a 1/1. I was thinking I was activating the Devotee. I'm not even going to look at it because I don't want to tip. But I think that's non-token. Oh, it's creature. Okay, good. Yay. I should have read. I'm glad it worked out. I should have read, but I'm glad it worked out. Yeah, that's they can bounce the tokens, and that's cool. The point is, they better that they have to use this to bounce the token than just getting to disrupt what we've got. Like, tokens are easy. Yeah, let's edge the Pteranodon and get that going, right? And I guess Ghostlight is fine. Although we take out the mirror, and they are behind on mana again. What do you think we should hit? Get the mirror or the Ghostlight? I guess they're a land away from turning on their hand anyway. We shouldn't bother with the mirror anymore. If they weren't one land from being able to cast everything we see anyway, I would be with you on mirror. But as it is, if we go Ghostlight, we get to attack, so I'm going to do that. Oh, I get auto-tapped because of that. Stupid auto-tap. I got auto-tapped. But this is a nice attack. I can't see putting edge on anything but Pteranodon when edge anywhere else does not make the Pteranodon an attacker. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't even need a land. They have it already, right? So Auto Tapper cost us a token, but it gave us a visionary attack, so that's okay too. Dryad is interesting ahead of some of the action we have here. Let's do that. Dryad, let's see. Count mana first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dryad is 2. Stitcher is 3. Pteranodon is 2. So then we go these 3 right now. Stitcher puts a counter on Dryad. We could also just pressure their life total. They're at 9, we're at 21. We could Rousing Reed, and except nothing Rousing Reeded can attack past a Ghost Light, so I'm going to go with that. We're going to start with Dryad, Stitch, and then Pteranodon. Yeah, read on. You're right. Read on Zombie would allow it to attack through Ghost Light, but I like our line here. Just dump creatures on the board this turn, and then have both of these next turn if we need them. What do we have in the yard? We can get the Weaver back even. Casting both of these turns our Dryad into a 4/4, which by itself allows the Pteranodon to attack. So, now I think we could Rise again the Stitcher even. Somewhat fancy play, but really we Rise again the Stitcher to start looting. And if we Rousing Reed the Dryad, it gets through, it allows the Pteranodon to attack. Yeah, I think I like reading either the Dryad or the Pteranodon. Dryad's going to get bigger over the course of the game than Pteranodon. But getting Pteranodon to 4 now allows it to get through, but so does the Dryad. Yeah, I'm going to go Rousing Reed on Dryad. Nice. I'm going to play the forest so that we can well, let's actually attack first, offering all sorts of trades here today, including let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 Bronte plus Devotee, so I don't want to send Visionaries. We might need if they choose to block. Yeah, it would be, but not if I want to go Devotee activation and Brontodon. You want the Dino out on possible D? Yeah, I don't want to use it. Why would we kill the Mirror though? They're loaded on mana, and I'd rather have a 3/4. Tapping very carefully. Prevent double blocks, but I attacked with Flyer. Yeah, there was... I didn't... I wasn't worried about a double block, I guess. Right on. Back on the winning track here. 3-1, a fine place to start. 3 wins in Premier gets us to that magical 1,000 gem leap from 250 at the 2-win mark. So every time I hit 3 wins in in a Premier draft, I'm kind of fist pumping because it's really the return on investment that lets you keep going. And then, of course, if we can leap again to 1,400, that's even more amazing. Let's try. But I did attack with a 3/3 Dino. And I didn't, and it was fine to trade with, right? Which one? You want hair toss?
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
All right, here we are again with the uncastable Stitcher, but enough going on to be worth playing. I don't like starting on 3 in this format, but a 3 into 4 is fine. If they get off to a hyper aggro start, it probably involves a 1 toughness creature. So I like keeping here. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'll do that. Apparently I don't know Shoop lyrics all the way through. More of a chorus man myself. Actually, I think... Sorry, Oppo, do that. Let's see. You're gonna get a free meme because I want to do some audio balance on the Shoop meme. If they get a real aggro start, they probably have 1 tough. Anyway, let's see. You get a free swoop here as I check the audio levels. I think that was a little loud, so I'm backing off on it. That's an ooze. We don't like to see oozes. You'll lose often to cards like this. Wow, 2 growing creatures for Oppo. This is rough. Us with nothing. I don't think we're winning this one, folks. And uncastable Stitchers don't help, but these are just too good without our with us with no removal. Imagine the Pestilent Haze right here. Oh, one time Magic Gods, give us the Pestilent Haze on this board. We do have a Eliminate. Good good call, Robert. And of course I'm going to offer this Brontodon attack because they're just going to take it, I know. But there was a chance, and I'm going to play Archer so that they can't attack this turn. Caudal into Rousing Reed. Mwah! Well done, Oppo. Now if we find our Eliminate, we know what we use it on. But we really need the Eliminate, so yeah. I guess we can, I wonder if we can pull, trouble is going to be a 4/4. Like, we have Brontodon nix the Rousing Reed, but it's going to untap, and even if we get the Rousing Reed off, it's not even a 4/4, it's like a 5/5. It's just going to be huge still, so it doesn't really matter. Well, 5/5, and then, like, I'm saying right now, if we removed it right now, it would be a 5/5, and then grows into a 6/6, yes. Gas. I think it's gas. There you go. Well, I just triggered it for myself, so maybe that counts as your vote. One-time dealer, eliminate off the top for the... We're not just dead on the spot. I mean, we're dead. We were dead to this. We're top decking. I mean, Oppo had the killer combo, and we had no answer. Cross your fingers. One time. I mean, we can survive by knocking it out of the air and then chumping, but it doesn't get it. I mean, maybe it gets us one more turn to find eliminate. So we're not dead.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
So yeah, we have a must 2-for-1. We are like double chumping. We are, quote, chumping with the Brontodon to bring the Quattle down to Earth so that we can then chump with something else. Not our best spot, but not dead. We do have an eliminate in the deck that would get us out of this and kill the Quattle. Yes, Bront killing Reed is exactly what I'm describing. But we have to 2-for-1 ourselves. Here goes the Brontodon to bring the Quattle down to Earth so that we can throw the Archer into it. Dryad's gonna get become a 3/3 next turn anyway. Yeah, Imp is an out too. Good call. That's rough just because now we can get rid of the Quattle, but they could still win. Let's see. Eliminate is an instant, but Fetid Imp is not, so we have to Stitch now, looking for our Imp out. And I'm going to go full control. I'm not sure what we can convince him we have here, but... yeah, now it's GG, assuming they come up with cast Rousing Reed. And we had some tools. We had great tools, actually. This, you know, if we had Haze in hand for that turn 3, we would easily won this game. But we had one shot and didn't have it, so there you go. And we're not even done with this event yet. This is only our second loss. We're gonna still get 7 wins. Good game, Oppo. Nice combo. I still haven't done this. I want to do this badly, but I haven't done it yet. I guess if I want to do it so badly, we could switch. Want to see what heavy blue looks like? Give heavy blue one shot. See what the blue adds. Remember, we could bring in Megalodon and Epiphany. I mean, why not War Furnace? If you're gonna throw cliches at me, you gotta back them up with reasons. I'm gonna see what chat wants to do. 45 seconds. Blue, heavy or stick. If you choose heavy, we're gonna go heavy blue. If you say stick, we're gonna stick to the rough deck we have right here. Well, Harmonized is expressing the thing that's tempting me. I've never resolved this spell before. I kind of just want to cast an Epiphany. But I'll go with whatever chat wants to do here. Heavy for science, or stick to it and see what happens. I know if I take out a swamp and put in an island, we're going to draw a Pestilent Haze on 3 when we desperately need it with 1 black or whatever, but... all right, the sticks have it, but since I was on the edge about this anyway, I am going to put in 1 island here. It was a close call for me. So we'll add a pool island. I'll tell you what, if we win... If we get to 5 wins, I'm going to give heavy blue a try because we'll have profit at that point. And I'm going to get to this 4th win though. Certainly the splash reliability just went up significantly with the addition of an island. I'm just worried about not having enough black sources now. Well played, Shuffler, well played. This has an eliminate, but it only has 1 color of mana and a 3-color deck, so I think we have to mulligan this. And that looks pretty. So we're going to keep. And I'm going to pitch the Rise again. We don't really have... I mean, Rousing Reed hopefully helps us get to it. But the other stuff we have here is more valuable. Yes, I was on the Dominaria... I guess it would be called Final Design now. At the time, we still called it Development, I think. All right. Unfortunately, coming out on 3 against Boros aggro deck on the draw. Such is our lot. I'm going to play the Swamp here. At least we got Visionary or Mirror. Oh boy, and they didn't cast anything. Maybe there's some instant, but Oppo being Boros and not doing anything on 2 or 3 main phase is pretty good for us. And we're looking for land and don't have anything to cast, and we need another green for the Brontodon anyway, so this is a clear Visionary spot over the Palladium Mirror. Tempted to just trade. We're going to trade with this eventually, but we don't have another land yet, so I'm going to say no blocks. Yeah, Archer's nice here, huh? And we didn't find any more land, so we are just going to do the arching over... I mean, we could Palladium Mirror, but I like getting this off the board. And then we can potentially offer trades from here. Good boy. Gotta put you down, though. Double Rattle. Yeah, we'll be trading here. And then probably edge the other one and march to victory. Or maybe not. Let's see. We got more mana now. Don't have 2 spells, though. So yeah, I'm going to edge and attack. Or we don't need to. This isn't that big a threat, right? Maybe I'm being a little hasty about worrying about this little battle rattle. We could just go with a Stitcher or Mirror setting up a big turn next turn makes some sense, too. I'm going to go Mirror and have a lot of options next turn. Yeah, we could trade with the Visionary. I don't want to, though. I want the mana here, and I will take 4 from a Shaman. No problem. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8 off a land draw is a nice double spell turn for us. Oh, fool, I miss it all the time. Pros and cons of any job, but... I spent 6 of my greatest years of my career at Wizards of the Coast. Problem is I was there for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I like, how about, if we can spend 5, we could get Devotee going here. Yeah, Brontoton, I like something plus edge, right? And that means Stitcher or Bronte. Stitcher, yeah, let's just go Brontoton. I like that, that's fine. Well, do we have 9 now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we just have 8. Okay. But we don't need 8. We only need 7 for this play. I miss making my favorite game. Like, being part of the team that makes my favorite game is awesome. And I miss my colleagues, incredible coworkers. And I miss flexing game design muscles, you know? Didn't I? I got the fire, right? Yeah. So now let's go hand dump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6, so I guess it's not really a dump. We're going to go Stitcher Devotee here. This gives them another battalion attack, but I'm okay going to 9. I really don't miss the pressure of corporate deadlines. There's intense pressure to produce, and to be successfully creative on demand is hard. Yeah, we want to keep a land to pitch, and I think we start that train now, right? We don't want to bring any of these back. I'm going to loot now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we pitch the land, we can still go Mirror Read, but we might want to go Mirror Imp or Imp plus activation. Anyway, I'm going to pitch the land and kind of like Read on Devotee. The mirror doesn't really get us anywhere. I'm gonna go looking for some more stuff. And then Imp with activation. Are we blocking? No, we're gonna make them have something for the Imp. And I'm saving this even for the continued looting, although if we were to find action... Yeah, I'm gonna save it. This is almost certainly a land, but we should verify. I'm going to start with the loot, though. Guess I'll pitch that one. I know it gives us life, but if we do need to play a land, we're going to want to have it enter untapped. I don't think we're going to want to, though. Let's boot and verify the land in hand. Yeah. But to play the mirror and have activation, we need to use Visionary. We could also just attack with Visionary, but I think now with Imp and Mirror at the ready, we can send in Devotee. Herschel is worried about Primeval Titan and 2 Valakut. We'll keep that in mind. All right, eliminate means we get value out of our devotee this turn. I'm going to start with the loot, though. Temple's worth playing because of the scry. I think we'll do that. See what's coming. Dreadmaw, you can stay. And then let's eliminate the battalion. And I guess, actually, maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 9-point geyser. Actually says we get rid of the Palladium Mirror just in case they're on geyser outs. And I will be willing to do this, although if they're on geyser outs, yeah, we still have the imp back. That's fine. Do we have 2 black, though? Oh, I guess we don't have 2 black for devotee and imp, but then devotee creates a chumper. So if we make a zombie, we don't have death touch, but we do have the zombie. So I'm going to send everything and understand that we have zombie or a large smash. I could leave Freebooter back to chump. Maybe I leave 1 chumper back. It probably doesn't change the clock. If they trade on the ground, we get 3, 4, 5, 6. Then that leaves 8. Oh, maybe it does change the clock. By getting 7 and getting them to 7, it could change the clock, so I'm going to risk it. I think they'll block here. But maybe if they do have the geyser, it'd be ironic if I made this clever play to play around the geyser and then we lose to it. But this does change the clock by a turn, so that's why I did it. Oh, and we have the zombie anyway. Great. I was thinking something wasn't dead yet, but of course we killed the mirror already. In my head, I was talking as though this needed to die to get a zombie. We already had a zombie, so that made the play much safer. All right. Killing Mirror was gas, then completely forgetting that killing the mirror was going to give us the zombie anyway. Less gas and more gassy at that point. However, check it out. Not true profit yet. We need to get 1 more win for that, but 4 wins is fantastic. Always feels like a success. Oh, and we're 4-2. Let's get this right. I have to acknowledge that loss I took. And I said if we get profit and 5 wins, we'll take we'll switch to fun gear and try playing that that blue 6-drop. Now here's a hand. Nowhere to go with this ramp yet, but I'm liking it. We'll look for something with the temple. Yeah, I want to play Sublime Epiphany. Ooh, we'll take that. Get that going on 2. Seems nice. Didn't have we have the Pteranodon, but this is going to be better to get going early. Not that we're only putting 1 counter on it with a devotee right now, but hopefully it gets bigger over time here. I just wish it were different, Robert. I think they should make the best of 3 flatter than it is. It looks nice and clean with a 3,000, 1,000 distinction. It's got nice, clean, round numbers, but I don't think it provides the steepness of payout structure that the system needs, right? There's a missing level of steepness in the event structures that they could fill with a revamped approach there. I do want to get the Dryad bigger, but not at the expense of not we're going to go Mirror and try to double spell next turn. We can either Visionary. Well, if we Visionary, maybe we need a Visionary to double spell next turn. We need to find a land to be able to do it. But Palladium Mirror double spelling needs, well, I guess we could go Devotee Pteranodon in that case, and it still works out, right? That's fine. Let's do that. Okay, I'm convinced. Although, wait, now I'm less convinced because we don't have a 4th land yet. Visionary drawing a card helps us find a 4th land. So I'm actually going to use the... I'm going to cast the thing that we're choked on to help unchoke it. There we go. And finding that land gives us a 2-spell turn next turn anyway. Well, who needs lands with Mirror? People trying to cast a lot of green spells off of one green source. That's who. Now we can do Mirror Tranodon, or we can get Stitcher going, start the looting to rise or whatever, but I think Mirror Tranodon is fine here. We have not put a counter on the Dryad yet, but they're coming. Assuming a sword equip attack with Tranodon here, which we'll just take. Maybe not. I guess if they go with that, I might trade ours for theirs. But they're just going to throw the sword on it, right? We could go Tranodon, Dryad, trade for their Tranodon. See if they want to even offer that. I mean, Dryad's going to become a 3/3 or a 4/4. Maybe that's good enough, but if we're under a lot of pressure here, we might just need to find a trade while we have it. What do you think? Lose Tranodon, Dryad, untap with Palladium Mirror, Visionary, drop Stitcher and Devotee against Charger. We do have the Rise, it's true. I just don't like 2-for-1ing myself, you know. But in this case, I think it's worth it. Green, white, I can't think of anything for 1 mana. 1/1 hexproof is black. This is green white. Could be Guile. Good call. Good call. Could be Guile, but Guile still takes. They still. Oh, we'd have to do that. Yeah, Guile. Are we really playing around Guile? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, it's hexproof, not. I was thinking of the black one. D says just take it. Oh well, I'm gonna block. It's pretty playable. You're right. We'll get it out of their hand at least. Took the risk, it worked out. Part of the reason I took that risk is the Rise again. You know, we did have the ability to come back and add more to the board. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll stop playing land now with the Stitcher, but we can Stitcher Rise or Stitcher Devotee. We can even offer the Palladium Mirror and then see about playing Rise for that value, or Devotee for that value. Doesn't seem right, though. I think we go Stitcher, Devotee, pass, and I'm gonna cast this with the Mirror because I would rather chump the Visionary if that happens. Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to get the Stitcher out. Try to find something better to Rise. Harmonize. Unimpressed with the Rise targets right now, and I agree. Happy to offer this, though. I mean, we don't have double... Oh, we do have double green now, too, which makes it even better. Makes it a little... I would have done it even if we only had single green, but we're certainly going to try this. It might be a feat or whatever, but we're going to trade. We already got value. We got a card out of the Visionary. Yeah, it sure feels like tricks are afoot, but let's make them use them on the creature we don't really care about. We could Rise again for the card draw if it came to it, but hopefully we find better things to do here. Blackguard the Blackguard is here. I'm actually just going to straight offer the palladium mirror first. Oh, it's complicated, Zach. I can give you a long answer to that question. And I have. If you want to go look at my YouTube channel, you can probably find my long explanation of all the various design challenges pressuring wizards on that front. All right. Fatty one time. No. Let's go. Let's ditch this. I'm going to play the Thornwood, though, I think. Do we need the land? Maybe I don't. Maybe I keep it. Keep it for pitching. I didn't loot first because I didn't want them to see something like a fatty in the yard and think what might be coming. I didn't want to give them the same information about our graveyard that we were trying to get about our hand. Might not be correct, but that was what I was thinking. And I am just going to end the turn here, I think. Although, yeah, we're at 20, they're at 18. We can race it a bit. I think we should stay patient. I'll at least send you to, let's see, is it playlists? So in that list of playlists, there should be one on, there's a playlist on arena design, and you can browse the videos on arena design, and it's probably in there somewhere. And taking a big 7, but we understood this. I'm going to give it one more turn to try and find something better to do. And if they want to pump and not do anything else on their turn, I'm okay with that too. Well, not, they still have 3. So a big 8. But I think we do have to rise something here if we don't find something great on the Stitch. All right. Well, we could rise that, but I'm just going to pitch the Thornwood, drop the Forest, and cast the Dreadmaw, I think. And then we have rise if they kill it. And we get to leave everything back. I could have attacked with a Devotee if we're not going to block with it, I guess. But I like threatening the block anyway. That is a problem, and we need our... do we already use it? All right, we haven't used our one piece of removal that can stop that, which is our Hunter's Edge. Hunter's Edge is now our out. And we'll keep looking for it. Yeah, on that front, we need to keep stitching. Yeah, I go Bront, and then attack with Dreadmaw and see if they notice. They should just ignore it and crack back with lifelink in the air. All right, they're going for that. And we'll rise it right now. Didn't have the mana, unfortunately, but I liked the rise there. Hey, Nantuko, welcome. Haven't seen Nan in a while. Glad to have you back, buddy. Think of all the memes that Nantuko has missed. All right, deck, give it to us. Come on, let's make this interesting. It's been a great run. I'm happy with our result, but come on. Yeah, come on. Woo, woo, woo. Let's see. Any reason not to go big on Dreadmont? We have to. It's the only thing that can kill it. All right. And we can send Bronte, and they'll chump possibly here. We do have the mana, though. I think we want Bronte for sword, which we could even do. Yeah, we don't need to. Let's just get our zombie and move on. We can send our Dreadmaw, of course, though. Just trying to figure out if we're sending anything else. Really, it's like Brontodon or not, and I think the answer is not. All right. That was quite the turnabout. I was ready to salute the angel and move on with my day, but instead we get to keep playing more Magic. If they send Pteranodon, I throw Zombie and probably Mirror in front of it. No problem there. Mirror has done its work now. They are now tapped out of black. Did auto tap just screw Oppo? Why do they have two swamps tapped with the imp out? I don't know. Oh, they are sending that. Well, it's a pretty easy block for me here, doing this on their empty hand. They're somewhat obligated to put Imp in front of Dreadmaw, but they can't even kill it this turn. Maybe our worry is that Imp can actually race us with the sword or something? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and self-mill, because if we find one of our targets to reanimate, we'll be happy to have self-milled it. Always loot, even with an empty hand, especially when you're reanimating. All right, we lost our Rise instead, but the math was behind me on that. Should definitely do that. We don't like this looter, though, or freebooter. It's not doing much. So let's loot now. Hold on. We're not bringing... Actually, no, I'm not going to mill now, because I'm going to... Well, let's see. Yeah, I might as well. Because eventually the Dreadmaw is going to trade for the Imp, and then the Stitcher can get the Dreadmaw back, but we're not doing that this turn because they don't have black, so let's go ahead and do it. And then look at that. Look at that. Send in the 3/4, and they've got to double block to kill it, so we send in that, but we don't send in the Devotee. Maybe we don't send in... Yeah, we got a Dreadmaw coming, so this is fine. 2 blockers with the Dreadmaw coming is fine. Yeah, 13 trample damage seems all right in this spot, but... All right, we got it. GG Oppo. Angel Schmangel. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should have played around Titanic Growth, but they didn't have it. Yeah, yes. Five wins for the pure profit, and I promised if we got to 5, we would try this out. Let's go plus. Even like, how much do we want to go on this? Do you want to remove these? This Archer Devotee. We bring in Quattle. Snout. Or gosh, we're thick on 3s. No, I think I'm fine with another big thing in here, and we can add, or we can take a Dreadmont out, put Empath back in. Glide Master in. Yeah, we could do Glide Master. Are we splashing too much black? Like cut 1 Rise again, maybe even? Black Splash. Black Splash is what I'm thinking. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This is 17. 6, 7, 8, 9. We can even go down on this and bring up our swamp by 1. And Opt as the final piece. Works with Dryad. Sovereign is interesting. We could also run Sanctum instead of a 4th black source. I cut the other Rise Again just now, feeling that basically lighten the reanimation by 1 spell, but we're increasing our fat by 1 spell. And with double Visionary, double Palladium Mirror, really what I'm looking to do is just ramp to these and have this be almost primarily a ramp to good stuff strategy with a late game reanimation backup plan. So I like it. Let's try this as a alternative approach and see how it goes. Got profit on the day. Now we can do a little science.
All right, everyone.
I mean, where'd it go? Here.
Science.
Doesn't suck. Maybe we can do Coatl into Rousing Reed today. And maybe we get to cast Sublime Epiphany. Hello, Oppo. Well, can't get Gourmand into the yard before 4, but hopefully we get Gourmand reanimated pretty soon here. Probably get the Coatl going first, though, I think, depending on what we see here. Yeah, this is scary. I'm scared. Eliminate's nice, though. Stitcher does some blocking too, and does kind of make up ground for the Coatl. Like, I'm going to go Stitcher because it does threaten to block the Hound and the Pyreling. And then Coatl, if the Stitcher lives after we loot, regains the counter we miss by not getting it out right now. Also, if we don't find land, we'll be happy to have a looter to loot for land. Yeah, Pyreling doesn't feel great, but it's playable like any 1-3 for 2 in this format is, basically. All right, well, we get this. This isn't going to be double strike or anything, right? Yeah. Just making sure I wasn't missing something. Oh, good. I'm glad we found our land naturally. And that does make me want to drop a Coatl here and be prepared to loot away the Gourmand. And next turn, we have the Stitcher to reanimate the Gourmand. So taking another 6 here, getting hit pretty hard, going to 7, hoping that the Gourmand next turn will settle this down a bit. And also having a big Coatl at that point. Do we take the extra 2 to make sure the Stitcher lives? Now they have a bunch of open mana. This isn't a free block. But I'm feeling maybe the 2 damage isn't the difference. And we should just play it super safe here. Any thoughts? Blocking the Stitcher this time or not? That's true. We could block with Coatl and activate, and if they have their nonsense, we actually want to get it out now. Okay, I like that play. Good job, chat. We'll make them have it, but then if they have it, we don't lose our Stitcher. Razor says no blocks. I don't mind giving up the Coatl here on the make them have it plan. Okay, they were doing that. Coatl gets bigger. Eventually, maybe we get to do our rousing read on Coatl even. But this turn... Oh, they played into the block before, so I'm just going to pass here. If they put a creature on the stack, we have to decide, but... All right, so Slag is going to kill that dead no matter what we do, even if we got a counter on it. So we're just going to let that happen and see if they are feeling emboldened to attack. I mean, they can't. Really? I'm in. I'm in. Let's see. Got to go to... Well, we can trade the Gourmand, but we don't have a... yeah. This is fine. We have Epiphany that we can copy this and stuff. We don't get to eat. It's a 5/4. We can eliminate the dog, but we have to trade with the yeah, we could just do... You know, if we want to give up... The Gourmand is done enough, right? That's fine. Yeah, we have the Stitcher anyway. Let's do it that way. You're right. Chad is right. We're still in a fine spot. Anyway, we get to eliminate this now. Shields are down. We get to drop Stitcher. to reanimate the Gourmand, and then if they only come up with one single creature here, we get to redo the Gourmand play. Just so. Any reason to... I mean, I can just do it when they put a creature on the stack or whatever, so I'm just going to pass. Yeah, and that's worse, so I'm going to do this now. Alright, I should actually read this Epiphany. We might be casting it soon. Counter a spell, counter an ability, return, bounce a creature, or bounce a permanent, non-land permanent, create a token, draw a card. Okay. A lot of things to read on that one. So now we're going to go Visionary, look for another... land. Found it. Don't get to cast another thing this turn, but we do have our land for next turn. And a little extra health. We're going to say no attacks. Play it super tight. Oh man, just when we were going to sublime that, you got to be kidding me. It seems cruel. Now I think we actually have to Dreadmaw here. I wanted to sublime, but I think we need to Dreadmaw and then try to sublime later. Don't kill us before we can sublime. We just want to sublime. Oh, that's only 2? 2 to each opponent. I was thinking that was 4. I thought we were straight dead there, gang. I thought we were straight dead. Somehow the 4 power thing made me think that was just going to do 4. So now...
Your friend here is
now,
only mostly dead.
Land pass, yep. Okay. Here we go. We're going to draw a card. We're going to create a token of a creature we control, and we're going to return something. Target non-land permanent. We will send Turret Ogre. No, we don't want... Well, we're going to eat this. I'm not wanting to bounce this to give him another card, but I think we just want to eat the Ogre. So we're going to give him a card here. And then target creature we control here, and we are the player. Malkin is a different kind of card draw situation. I like this. I think we're in a good spot here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 mana. We can go Dryad, Dreadmaw. We can go Empath, Find. Yeah, Weaver is just great D, right? Dryad is very late to the party. I think instead of a third Dreadmaw, we cast... you like Triple Maw? Nantuko likes triple spell. Others like triple maw. We do got to get them dead before they get us dead. Maybe just Dreadmaw Mirror is correct. Or Dryad. I think I send both Dreadmaws and we play the Dryad and then we have 2 blockers. I guess I'm only going to send 1. I'm going to be cautious enough to only send 1. Then we have 2 big blockers. Am I just being fancy play here? Should I just not even rousing read? I think I'm going to do it on the Dryad. Give it some evasion. I'm going to send all the beef and leave back Visionary, and then we'll be able to drop another creature to have a couple of defenders. All right, they didn't have it. I don't even know what it was. They didn't have an answer. All right, we're on the cusp. I love it. 7 wins are within reach. We're going to try it with the heavy blue build and see what happens. Yeah, we got to cast our cool rare. Saw the power of that thing. That won the game there, right? No black yet, but Glide Master on 2 and Visionary on 3 make me want to keep this. Double speed music, final boss time. Yeah. Maybe that'll get going for us. With Visionary on 3. I would like to use my 1 time on this Coatl surviving and winning the game for us. Right? Thank you, Swamp Lore. Swamp Lore says, so Channel Fireball has been pushing their buy list pretty hard recently, so I put in the work to compare what I could get from them for cards I want to get rid of versus what Card Kingdom will pay, and CFB is not close to being close. Card Kingdom just dominates that side of the market. They really do. They have the best buy prices. How do I feel about the Blue Shrine? I've been tempted to play it solo when I was Reanimator, but even then it's a clunky way to reanimate. So I'm a little down on the Blue Shrine as a non-synergy play. Sad, but at least we get a swamp here. I'm gonna start. Do we want to Stitch or do we want to Vision? I'm gonna Vision. If we find the if we find a Dreadmaw, we can actually cast it. If we and not blocking with this, so we'll swing. Yeah, we do have Brontodon, so we're gonna keep growing this Coatl and maybe unlock a 2020 or something later. Yes, we moved. We got our 5 wins, Jim, which was what my condition was going to be to switch to the heavy blue deck that uses the Sublime Epiphany. And get to kill that thing and go. I think we just I'm going to eliminate that and then cast Visionary. I guess Visionary first, then eliminate. See what happens there. Yeah, see, that's interesting. I suppose, but if I eliminate now, we get to swing for 4, which is pretty good. Actually, we can eliminate and opt. But then we can't attack. I'm just going to eliminate and attack. Tome Anima. Let's see. Now I like, let's see, we got nothing in to reanimate. I'm going to opt now. Start here. Put that bottom. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Now we're going to go Pteranodon, Stitcher, and do good stuff next turn. Rousing Reed. So many ways to get it done here. I'm going to go Rousing Reed on Pteranodon, discarding Gourmand, and then reanimating it with Stitcher on their turn. But I'm going to... Although Pteranodon can't attack into Ogre, so maybe it's not even the right place for it. It seems okay, though. Still a trade. You just want to hard cast Gourmand. The trouble is then we sack, and I mean, we could just sack the Coatl, but we do have the Brontodon that unlocks that thing. Yeah, we can't cast it anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do, I'm following through on the play I named. Well, we have Hunter's Edge. Why don't we edge the Pteranodon and just get in here, and then we have Stitcher next turn. I'm gonna do that. Oh, we wanted to edge the reach so that our flyer could get there. Although you're right, we do get it to a 5/5, and this can't block. But I still think this is the better creature. Maybe they go, yeah, that doesn't hurt us. Yeah, let's go ahead and loot. Always loot. Empath is better or worse than Spider? Probably better. Well, Hexproof from blue, pretty good. I guess I will ditch the Empath. See, we got it. We got our 6 anyway. We didn't need that Empath. I'm gonna see what they want to get rid of. I'm gonna do this now because if they get rid of the Tome Anima, we have good attacks. See ya, Slapshot. Thanks for hanging. And we could also just do it with the Rise again. Maybe we'll just do that. Then we get to keep our looter. they have potential counter magic up, but classic, make them have it. No, this is a black splash. We are heavy green, heavy blue, light black in this build. We got 4 black sources, for example. Stitcher, Stitcher, Rise, 1 Rise Again, and the Eliminate. All right. Well, yeah, only 1 black, so we can't even do the Stitcher side of things again. Decent from Oppo, but I still like where we're at. We just swing with 5. And it's on the edge of a splash, but it's still a splash, yeah. Yeah. 4 is still in the realm of splash. Oh yeah, sorry, we do have a play here. Oh, Oppo is like, nah, take your 7 wins, you're playing too slow, streamer. Sorry, Oppo, wasn't trying to bug you. Yeah, there might have been more damage there I could have found, but look! We took 1 day off yesterday to go 2-1, but we're back on our max win streak. And at a nice time here. I'm gonna add this to Dex. Maybe we'll play that again with y'all sometime, but let's claim this prize. See if we're at pack opening. Yes, got 10. Well, that's an appropriate nickname there, Nantuko, given that it takes a very long time to say. Nice. All right. Well, the science got us to 7, even after we decided. I don't know what version of that deck was better. That Epiphany is bonkers, though. I don't know how you resolve Epiphany and lose if you're not, at 1 staring at too much or something. I don't know. Happy about that, though. Gonna say goodbye to YouTube friends. Another great one. Right on. Thanks, Ben. Thank Ben. I'm sure there's somebody out there named Ben watching. Thanks, Ben. And thank you to everybody else. But hey, Ben, you should say thanks to me back in chat. Bye, Ben.